What's good, guys? Another day to yap. So, it's crazy that most times you see some people they enroll into different dating programs and they think that probably copying and pasting the strategy of whoever the mentor or the coach is what would increase their level of success when it comes to dating, and they forget to realize the main important thing, which is that the fact that you have to be yourself. You have to understand your personality and work with what you have. You don't have to totally strip away your personality and become somebody else, because some of us are introverts, some are extroverts, you know and there are different temperaments. And if you look at all these temperaments, because you have the phlegmatic, you have the um, melancholy, you have the sanguine, you have the choleric. So all these four personalities, for you to have a successful relationship, when it calls successful dating, you have to be your personality. You don't have to change, you don't have to evolve, change your personality from one form to another form. That's what most people miss out. So, for instance, a clear example is, for me personally, I am a melancholy. It would be a disservice to myself if I should decide then to become a sanguine, someone, an extroverted person. Let me put it that way for you guys. I'm an introvert, so instead of me trying to become changing my personality to become an extroverted person, because I want good dating successes. So I will find that I will end up struggling, because that's not my natural inclination as a person. So most times what people do is they usually just change their personality, which is not sustainable in the long run. So the ideal thing is understanding your personality and adopting and feeling comfortable and adopting different methods on how to go about dating in dating, you understand? Because for me, I'm not the funny, like the most funniest or comedian, or funniest person, because some people tell you use humor to actually make a woman like you, and humor can be the doorway to having successful relationships with women. But I have dry jokes. That's me. My jokes are just dry. So I'm not the type of, you know, funny. I'm not the funniest guy in the room. So, and most people will now try to lean more into force being funnier, just to get more attention from women, or all that. So most times it always backfires, because they are not operating from their actual personality. But when you understand your personality and you move in that direction, it's easier for you to progress successfully with your dating relationships. So that was one of the things I discovered. When you when you start dating and all, and in a relationship, you will definitely struggle when you start taking another different form instead of your original person, or your original form, or your personality. So your personality would definitely define your success or your failure in your relationship. So for me, as an introvert, I would always operate in my introversion, and I still would definitely attract certain women. You can't attract every type of woman. That's one thing you have to know. There will be lots of rejections. You have to accept that. That's part of the game. But there will be successes. And if you improve your personality, if you improve your personality, you would realize over time there are certain traits you can pick from other personalities that you don't have, that you can add to your own. It's just like upgrading your feature. Just like when you have an app, you always update the app to a better version. So it's just like that. You can always grab one or two things, as many as you can, and add to what you have. and become better and amplify who you are. And when you now go out in the real world to approach women and all that, they won't even realize, because they won't even notice that there has been a lot of change, because they see you as a refined person. You are not like, they'll say, you are too shy because you're an introvert, or they'll say you're too loud because you're an extrovert. No, but you can see an extroverted person who is calm and chill. He knows when to, uplift the room and uplift the woman or in question. You get, and you'll be like surprised. I thought this person is actually an extrovert, but he's calm and all that, collected. And you might see an introverted person who is supposed to be calm. He's making everybody funny, laughing and all that. He's just like the energy in the room. So because over time he has learned to master and add other features to his personality to become better. So those are the things. When it comes to dating, you have to add things to your personalities over time. When you've mastered your personality and you are comfortable in your skin when you come to approaching women. So that's one of the big factors. When you want to go about dating or relationships, don't change your personality. Don't change your personality, because the moment you do that, that's when you kill the attraction, you kill the mood, you kill the energy, you kill the vibe. But when you take your personality, I don't know if there's a word like that. So, but when you take your personality, you realize that things flow better. There are certain things you just need to understand about women, and you add, and from there you understand that you start seeing that things are moving effortlessly without friction, because you are now comfortable with who you are. That you are shy doesn't mean that you can't have a good relationship, or you can't be with the most beautiful girl in town. So these are the things that most people would these are the mistakes people would always do. They would just dump their personality, pick up somebody else's personality and start moving. And they will just clone themselves. They will clone the person and start acting like the person, when in reality that is not sustainable for you, because at some time you stumble on a challenge, and how would you approach that unique challenge, which is not like the previous challenge you've been used to. So those are the things, because challenges, different forms of challenges will come. So but because you cannot come, and when you are facing a new unique challenge, you will now go back to you, whether it's your book or to your mentor, and be asking him, how would I go about this? No. But when it's your real personality, no matter how unique the situation is, you will be able to attack it immediately. You'll be able to confront it immediately, and and evolve from there. Learn what you have to learn from there, depending on how the scenario is. So those are the nuances that are involved when it comes to, you have to just be yourself. You just have to be yourself most times. You have to be yourself 100% of the time for you to have a successful relationship with women.